Chris gave me a softer edge as a woman and as a Black woman, because it's different for me as a Black woman moving throughout the world. I have to be a little bit more protected and guarded. And Chris taught me that it was okay to, I want to get emotional. It's hard, as a Black woman. And it's not just like a cliche saying. And he let me know it was okay to be softer and to take the edge off of, myself. And so he nurtured the softness in me, and he nurtured patience in me. He brought out a lot of flowers.
My name is Chris Gaston, born and raised in Houston, Texas. CEO and founder of Family First Sports Firm.
I'm like, wow, like this could really happen. By the time you're 16, like I was drafted at 19, so it was 3 years away.
I didn't really follow the hype.
It was like, whoa, what am I looking at?
I think I was in like 6th, 7th grade. And ever since then, man, he just took me under his wing.
I didn't really talk about whether my son was gonna go to the NBA or not.
We just didn't have it like that, but he came out, sacrificed.
I didn't have a pot to piss in, man. I was dirt broke.
You can't go do another free workout because we don't have any gas.
Family first, as you can see, the fist, represents empowerment.
I think Chris Gaston brings a lot to the table because he's been on both sides of the table. He's been that trainer. He's been that person that, like I said, grew up with Eric in the professional athlete's world. So he knows what it's like for that parent, for that child who has these dreams or aspirations. And I feel like Chris is realistic with goals and what it takes to become that athlete. And then as an agent, I feel like that because of his being on the other side of the field, that he can make sure that he's representing that athlete to the fullest ability and making sure that people are aware that it's not just about what you bring to the court. It's bigger than that. It's what you bring off the court, because you're representing a huge conglomerate. The NBA, a team is not just playing 4 quarters of basketball. This is a business, and you want people in your business that are going to represent you in a way that makes you shine. And Chris makes sure that people are aware that that's the integral part of being successful in the league.
At the end of the day, as far as with Family First and how that came about, is Chris wants to empower the family. He wants to make sure that the family is good. So it's just kind of tying it all back together, making sure that, the family as a whole is good with everything that's going on. Don't want to have the player doing something that, the family's like kept in the dark or separated or that kind of stuff. He just kind of wants the family to be, he wants his whole organization to be about family.
Chris is the perfect guy for Family First, as well as being an agent and what he's doing. He is a people's person. He's not loud. He's real chill. Real chill.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Ain't who you talking to, just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you because I...
Meeting Chris Gaston experience, it was actually a very genuine one. Tyler and my youngest one was playing at this church called The Bridge.
I met Chris when I was 8 at a church when I was going to one of my workouts with my team. He was just there.
Sometimes I like to go just to be a fan, just to get away from all. That's the game at its purest form. AAU, you hear parents screaming at the refs and kids walking around with their Nike sounds on their gym bags and just playing for the love of the game.
And we just happened to go one day to the training. They were playing on the basketball team there. And they had a training. I was like, I didn't want to go. And I was like, you know what, let's just go to the training. And we actually met him. It was like older kids. Tyler was like in the 3rd grade. He was 8 years old, but the other kids were like in 6 or 7. And he pulled me to the side and he was like, I'm not trying to gas you up or anything, but your son is special. He was like, you don't know how to play yet, but I see something special in him. He's big and he's coordinated. And when he told it to me, it was like, it felt so genuine, other than like when other people would tell me something, oh, he's tall, he's gonna be a basketball player. It was just genuine, I felt it.
And then obviously, I'm always looking for the next pro. Who's gonna be the next future family first client? I'm always looking for a sleeper, a diamond in the rough. And then obviously, you're looking at the top players too, the 5 stars. This is when you have to start building relationships, when kids are in high school.
It's no illusion. Tyler Smith is standing out as just a sophomore on what looks to be a pretty good Fort Bend Bush team.
We got a bunch of guys that can play. They're playing aggressive, they're playing tough. They're playing for each other, which is huge.
The 6'9" small forward has the skills, handles, and shooting touch to be a leader at a young age. Rated 10th overall in the nation by 24/7 Sports and 11th in the nation by ESPN, Smith has high expectations.
To me, it's important to have somebody like Chris because I can actually trust him. A lot of people, you know, in this basketball world, everybody's out for something. They have their own agenda, believe it or not.
The cool thing is I get to work out with pros now with Chris, Damian Dawson, De'Aaron Fox, until I go to OTE. I chose to go the OTE route because I feel like it better prepares me for the NBA than the college route.
So it's like I've always kept my circle really small, and that's the way that, you know, Chris and his family operate also. So it's, you know, it meshes together.
You know, people have to see your face. I don't ever want to be a guy that is quote unquote Hollywood and, you know, you only see me once in a blue moon. No, I want the city of Houston to be very familiar with me and be approachable. You know, I'm someone you can come up and talk to.
Chris gives to the community, and a lot of times he does it anonymously. He has fed the homeless, he's done a lot of things, and he doesn't even want people to know a lot of times that it's him. So he does a lot of things incognito. And I really appreciate that about him because he's not on social media. Not that there's nothing wrong with that if that's what, you know, somebody chooses to do, but he doesn't like film himself like giving back or even talk about it. He does it a lot of times and people don't even know it came from him. So I really admire that about him. We definitely believe in empowering the Black community because a lot of times we're starting from the other side of the start line. Like a lot of us are starting you know, we starting 400 years behind everybody. And so dealing with not just voter suppression, life suppression, it's a real thing. And I respect that he recognizes that and he supports Black business by buying from Black-owned water companies. I mean, he'll buy, you know, a traditional mainstream brand, but he's gonna have that Black-owned soap company. He's gonna have that he's gonna go order that food from that Black-owned restaurant. He's going to figure out ways that he can empower Black-owned designers or young player developers. I mean, he's always trying to figure out a creative way to give back to the community because it's important.
Man, my love for Houston is undescribable. It's the place that made me. It's the place that raised me. It's the place that made me a man. And you know, me and my wife lived in California for a few years, but it just didn't feel right. The vibe was off. You know, we're Southern people, and I want to bring awareness to Houston. That's one of the reasons why I purchased this building, this facility. I don't want players to feel the need to have to go to LA to work out or go to San Diego. Like, we got everything you need right here. And you know, that's one of the reasons when we moved back to Houston, we chose not to move out to the suburbs or far out. We chose to move right to the center of Houston, 3rd Ward, Texas. We want to be amongst the culture. We want to be amongst the people. And so, the street, our area is considered Black Wall Street. 5015 is also Black-owned. And it's, like I said, it's become a staple in Houston. And it's very sentimental to us. That's where we first went to go celebrate after we signed the max contract. But like I said, just to wake up every morning and see Black excellence like that every day is very motivating and very inspiring.
Obviously, along the way of you working hard and getting these blessings and breakthroughs, you're gonna feel pain and you're gonna go through hurt. And some of that pain and hurt is losing people.
Oh, wow. Wow. Where did I get these from?
What do we have here?
Wow, so man, wow. This is Toby right here, man. This was the man right here, man. This was my guy right here. Man, as you can see, just big smile on his face, man. Kid, he never had a bad day. Never had a bad day. And no question in my mind, he was going all the way. Tragically passed away the night of his prom, his senior year, right before he was about to head to Texas A&M. A great, great, great kid, man. You couldn't find anybody, you couldn't pay someone to say a bad word about this guy. And like, man, he just, man, I miss him, man. Just, you know, big fella. I mean, it was tragic, man. The whole city was torn down, man. Man. Wow, I don't remember this picture. Wow. So this is Chris Saez. You know, he holds a special place in my heart as well because his dad was going to sponsor our AAU team. Obviously, his son was going to be one of the star players. In December, you know, he passed away tragically in a car accident. And I was just thinking about not doing the team, just giving it up. But if I didn't continue to do that team that year, I would never met De'Aaron Fox. And so, man, it was tough on me back-to-back years to have two kids that I'm close with, that I personally trained and worked out and knew their families, just, you know, ripped off. And, you know, it makes you question God, it makes you question a lot of things. Like, how can, these weren't bad kids that were out smoking and drinking and beating people up and robbing. These are the two most, you know, humble, grateful kids that you could ever see. But, you know, sometimes they say the good die young, and it's like God called his angels home early, man. Like, they served their purpose on here. They had a greater mission at hand, man. Oh, man, and then right here, this is, you know, this is my dad.
Mr. Gaston was a good guy. Chris and his brother actually didn't call their dad Dad, they called him Coach. And everybody called him Coach Gaston. And Coach Gaston was an amazing teacher, community leader, referee. Chris actually reffed at one point in his life. Chris has done everything. But Mr. Gaston was a great guy. So when he suddenly died, that really hurt us.
I mean, life moves so fast, man. I mean, he was just a great person. He I just was really hurt. He didn't get a chance to see me, you know, at my peak, but I know he's there watching. You know, I had a dream, and he had a Family First shirt on, and you know, Family First wasn't even a thought when he was alive. So that comforted me, let me know that okay, he's watching, like he knows and he sees everything, but. You know, like, he was my guy, like I could call him for anything. Yeah. Sometimes life just happens so fast, like, it's not that you forget about him, but you get so wrapped up in, you know, newborn baby or business, it's just like, I don't know, it's just, but he showed me how to be a man, how to be a leader. You know, how to take care of your wife, how to take care of your family. You know, he never partied, he never smoked, he never drank. He just was all about his family, you know. And that's probably where really the name family first, you know, because it was truly family first.